I watched a SpongeBob porno one time where it was real people. It wasn't a cartoon.
It was real people as
yes.
Who?
So this guy is sponged out, yellow and shit. There's Sandy Cheeks. She a bad bitch, and
of course.
She's like, Sandy has to go outside into the ocean, and it's pretty much like, well, I don't have any more air. I can't. And he was like, Sandy, you silly girl, I'm a sponge. I'm full of air. Just suck on me. And then they start fucking.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And this dude stays in character the whole time. This dude comes, he's like, ah! It's crazy, dude.
Is it Rule 34 of the internet?
Yes.
Yeah.
If
Rule 34. Yeah.
Anything you can think of, there's a porn of it.
I would imagine.
Yeah, I tested that theory one time with Rick and Morty. I looked at Mr. Meeseeks porn.
Oh my god.
Shit.
And
Hi, I'm Mr. Meeseeks.
what pulled up was
I know, come in my ass. No, let me come in my ass. Come in mine.
it was
My life is pain.
What in Tardation?
You gotta buy your tickets sooner, people.
Yes, buy them faster. So tomorrow night I'm in Denver at the Denver Improv, which may also already be sold out. So come and see me on the road in California, because September 1st I am in San Jose, California. September 3rd I'm in Los Angeles at the Hollywood Improv. September 4th I am in Ontario, California. September 5th, Irvine, and September 8th, San Diego at Mic Drop Comedy. So come see me on the road. Tickets at ajwilkerson.com. I have tickets on the East Coast all throughout the rest of the year, all through December. So go check out the website, ajwilkerson.com, and get your tickets to where your city now, because they will sell out by the time the show gets close. Dude, that's where we're on now. So go get those tickets at ajwilkerson.com. Also, you can get bonus footage of every episode of our podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/Tardation Nation. No, I love jokes that like cross lines for people. I love when you can get a groan and then make people laugh after.
Yeah.
I love that. I love tiptoeing down those lines.
And he was such a fucking... he was like a badass as far as like comics went and what he would say on stage. Because at the end of, I think it's Fire in the Maternity Ward, it's when the Boston bombing happened. And he goes on this huge rant to where like anyone that's like, pray for the marathon victims, pray for da-da-da. It's like the whole thing. She's like, all those people are just like, don't forget about me. I know something terrible happened today, but remember, I'm here too. Like, it's great. And that's like, I don't know, that made me think a lot. Like even, and this is a pretty dark subject, but fucking happened in Nashville, the Covenant shooting like 2 years ago.
Yeah, when everybody was like, oh, marked safe from the Covenant shooting.
Shit like that. It's like, motherfucker, you work at the fucking glass plant. Of course you're safe from the Covenant shooting. But it's like people would put these red ribbons on trees, especially in like the Belle Meade area and stuff where it happened. And like, I get the sentiment. That's awesome. But like, some people still have them on there 2 years later, and it's like, dude, thank God they have them on there, because if they didn't, I think they were cool with kids getting killed. I think that they want kids to die at school if they didn't have that ribbon on their fucking tree. It's just dumb as shit.
But also, here's the fucked up part, is I don't know why we started using ribbons to signify all of these things. Do you remember ribbons used to be awards?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like if you got first place at like the fair or
blue
whatever,
ribbon.
You got a blue ribbon.
Right.
A blue ribbon meant something.
It meant something.
Yeah.
It meant an award. A ribbon meant you did a good job.
Yeah.
So when people are putting ribbons on trees after a school shooting, it's like, that's like, hey, he did a good job.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Oh shit, no, that is crazy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
The red ribbon means he got second place because he wasn't good enough.
Yeah. You only get the blue ribbon.
Break your records, bud.
I think blue ribbon, you got to catch them all.
Well, I'm pretty sure he was technically a she as well. The one that did it, I'm pretty sure she.
What?
It was a trans dude. It was a trans dude that did it.
I didn't know that.
No, it was a girl who transitioned into a guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that trans dude?
Yeah, it's a trans
Okay,
dude.
okay.
I thought that would be a trans girl.
No.
Sometimes I get it
trans.
confused.
If you're
trying.
going
Woman
to a girl,
is
you're
a-
transforming to a girl.
Yes.
If you're
Yeah.
going to a man, you're transforming to a man.
So trans man,
I
right?
don't think you're transforming. I think you're transitioning.
Well, some of them transform.
Autobots roll out.
Dude, it's
Yes.
not far off, I don't think.
But okay, so remember, trans is short for transitioned. So a trans man is a transitioned man.
Yeah,
meaning transitioned into a man.
Okay.
Dude, Ellen.
I had it flipped. I thought
I thought
the gender came at, or maybe not gender, whatever they call it, sex. I thought whatever the second label part is after is the OG,
No.
right? So if I went to a woman, I would be a trans man
No, you'd be trans.
because I went to a woman. I used to be a man, then I trans. I bet it's trans.
Yeah,
now.
if you transitioned, you'd be a trans woman.
It'd be cool if they were transformers, man. I bet everybody.
That would be cool. If you could just
hey.
flip it back
I
and
bet
forth,
nobody
dude.
would have a problem if they were all transformers.
More than meets the eye.
I bet they would.
Talking dicks.
Yeah. Could you imagine meeting someone in a bar and just being like, "Well, you're so cool, you just don't have the right equipment," and then you just hear like wah 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 wah, and they're like, "I do now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at a bar, and dude, cause it's crazy, cause some of them, they look like chicks, dude, like a scary amount.
They are
They
women.
are.
They are.
women.
I get it. I get it. They are, but I've been in bars before where I was like, dude, that really tall chick's hot as fuck, and my buddy's like, I don't think so, partner. And then I just have to just rethink my whole life. I'm just like, what's going on out here?
Well,
Well,
that
first
just
of all,
means you're attracted
Well,
to.
first of all, women can be tall.
Don't tell my dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't tell him. Okay.
Clip it.
He's
That's funny.
he's getting older. He's sick. It might be the thing that does him in. Don't tell him.
No.
Yeah, women can be.
You heard it
tall.
here first, Justin's dad,
Oh no, dude.
Mr. Wagner.
Yeah, chicks can be tall. You're right
Chicks
about
can be
that.
tall.
Yeah, chicks can be tall.
But now they can also have penises. Some real tall ones
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
coincide.
And if you're not into that, that's cool too. I mean, you know, right?
No, I think if you're not into it, you're homophobic. Is what it is.
I think if you're not okay with it,
I
you're
think,
homophobic.
if
Yeah.
you're not
I
okay
think if
with
you're not
them
into
existing
it,
or
oh,
living their
yeah.
life,
That's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically, if you like women, right?
I do like.
So
women.
come down this path with me. If you like women, and this person identifies as a woman, to truly,
yeah.
express your support and belief in what they're talking about, they would be a woman to you. So if you're not being attracted to them, kinda.
Okay, but there are biological women I'm not attracted to.
That's very true.
So
It is very
I
true.
believe that you're a woman,
But
but
if the
you're still a
reason-
woman I'm not attracted to.
If the
Yeah.
reason is the fact that they may have not been originally a woman is the reason why you're not attracted to them, then some would argue that could be considered homophobic.
I love you painting me into this corner. I love it.
I'm just saying. I
love it so much.
These are talking points I've been
And
researching.
I'm not getting any paint on
Dude,
my
he's
shoes
wearing
today,
a rainbow Bonnaroo shirt right
Yeah,
now. You
dude.
don't think he's an ally?
Dude. Totally an ally.
Just an
Yeah.
ally.
I'm an ally.
Ally.
And Australian.
I think it's
Yeah.
weird to not be an ally.
I think it's weird to give a shit what anybody's doing. Personally.
Yeah, I
That-
don't
that
care.
I think that's very weird.
Which, dude,
But-
are you voting Democrat? Is that what's
I don't
happening right
vote.
now? 'Cause
I don't
that's,
vote.
That's
Oh.
apparently that's the whole platform this year. Is like Republicans are weird for caring about what people are doing with their bodies.
Oh, is that the thing?
That's their whole thing.
God, I
It's
love
like,
now
well,
Well,
that
that's the
guys
thing,
are
dude.
this
Like,
shit.
I don't care
I
what
don't
people.
know anything
I
about
don't care what
nothing.
people do. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Turns out I am gonna get a little paint on my shoes. I don't care what people do,
A little pain on
but
my-
like, it's the outside influences on children that isn't fucking cool. Dude. And I think and we talked about it even in prison. They're like, dude, you don't fuck with the kids.
Yeah.
So like, if you just leave the kids alone, once they're of age, let them decide what they want to do, and that's awesome for them. But let them fucking play around. I thought I was gonna go to the NBA when I was a kid. That's way more delusional than a boy that wants to be a girl, but they let me live it out. You know what I mean? No one was like, you're never gonna make it. Just leave the kids alone.
Did you not just make the counterpoint to your point?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You said it was way more delusional that you would end up in the NBA than a boy would transition into a girl.
But they let you
do it anyway. They let you pursue your dream.
Let them do it, but I didn't have outside forces saying like blah blah blah. Like let them take their path and do it.
Right. But when you say outside forces, what are outside forces making kids transition?
See, I don't want to get this much paint on my shoes.
Because when people say stuff like that, usually they're talking about like movies and television or stuff like that, and they're like, oh, they got there's a gay kid in a Disney show or something.
No, nothing like that because that's real life.
Right,
but
exactly.
When you have people like teachers, which like kids are supposed to respect and look up to, pushing them in directions like hormone blockers. That's a little crazy.
No, that is crazy.
That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that is crazy.
Let that happen at the home. Let them run. Let their like brain fully develop. Because like I said, I thought I was going to be in the NBA. Delusion. I knew at a time that I wasn't going to be at the NBA. But if I would have progressed to a point to where I'm like, well, I'm real good at basketball. This is a shot. Then yeah, maybe I'm going to make it. You know what I mean? So it's like the kids that are going to find it out are going to find it out because that's who they truly are.
Yeah.
They don't need anyone blocking like what nature's doing.
Yeah, I thought
introducing the idea.
Like I thought I was born in the wrong body for most of my childhood.
Yeah.
Because I was a tomboy and I was like, I think I was supposed to be a dude.
Yeah.
But I kind of like grew up and it's like, nah, being a woman's badass.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like I'm glad that I was born when I was born and I didn't have maybe someone like, hey, hormone blockers or whatever. I'm glad I am who I am.
We're talking irreversible things that like you're asking a 7-year-old about, and that is nuts.
I just like playing in the mud and playing with cars.
Yeah, and there's
you wouldn't let a kid get a tattoo. You wouldn't let a kid get a tattoo. You wouldn't let a kid vote in an election.
There's a reason they can't get fucked up until you're 21. But you can like be like, yeah, take my cock and balls. That's
no, I agree with you about like hormone blockers and things like that. I think there should be a certain age where certain things are, you know, up until here, these things are not options because you're not of a legal age to do these things.
Yeah.
But letting like if a kid is like convinced that, you know, I want to transition to a woman at some point or whatever. A kid wants to go to middle school in a dress or dressed as a woman or as a girl. Let them do it.
Boom. Yeah.
Let them live their life. Let them figure their shit out.
Yeah. Let them.
And
do
that's
them.
a home thing.
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen at the home with your family. Like I feel like with the people that love you the most. And I understand that some people don't have a supportive thing like system at home if they wanted to do that kind of stuff, which is very sad. But I love everyone and think everyone should be able to do whatever they want to do. But these kids don't know what's going on, man. Like if these kids would eat candy every day if they could. That's all they would eat was candy, and that's gonna fuck them up in the long run.
I think we need to like. I feel like humanity forgets that we're part of nature.
Yeah, and I eat a lot of candy
and so when you look at nature, when you look at all the different species that exist in nature, there's like 300 species that exhibit transgenderism.
Yeah.
There's like 300 species that exist in nature that can transition gender.
They're turning all the frogs.
So when people, they
got like transgender deer porn. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, it's called Bambi.
I am curious. What animals?
It's like there's fish, lizards.
There are frogs.
A couple, some frogs that can do it.
That is hot.
Yeah, like in the stand-up in my material, I've been talking about it. I use the clownfish as the example.
Yeah, Marlin the clown.
Finding Nemo, dude.
Nemo trainee porn would be so sick, dude.
So you're stuck on. I think we've ignited a fire in Kyler.
Yeah.
I think
Kink unlocked.
I think it rhymes with Ranny Roar.
Been unlocked for a long time.
Rock-roll, Ruggy.
No, but I talk about some of that kind of stuff, and like when we talk about what is nature, like that exists in nature. So to assume that it doesn't exist in humans or it's unnatural in humans is
Wild.
One of the
Wild.
things, like I'm from a very small country town.
Same.
You know, so not the most progressive place in the world growing up. But I saw a documentary and they were following these hummingbirds around. And there were hummingbirds who chose to have sex with other male hummingbirds. Like there's plenty of chicks, the chicks are down, but they would choose. And it was the same ones. Like, and I was like, dude, people are fucking gay. That's fine. Like it's literally people, animals. Their people are just gay. It's just in them.
Gay. Animals are just gay.
It was hummingbirds.
I'm so hot for this. This is
Penguins,
awesome.
penguins do that too.
No, they
Penguins.
don't.
Yeah, they do. Hey, woman!
They're
Hard behind in the sand.
there are transgender and gay penguins.
Yeah.
Well, they do the whole thing. Like, they take care of the egg. They do the whole.
Yeah.
They don't believe in gender roles at all. Dude,
No.
penguins are the most progressive motherfuckers. They're black and white. Dude, they're the most progressive motherfuckers in the world.
God's little biracial angels, dude.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, dude. Just wanting to catch a wave every now and again. Surf's Up, dude. It's a great movie.
That's a
dude.
great movie.
I love Shia LaBeouf, dude. I watched Fury the other night, and it
Hey,
reminded
speaking
me
of
how much I
Transformers.
love Shia LaBeouf.
Dude, Shia LaBeouf is excellent. He's all like Shia LaBeouf is the like perfect example of when people talk about like a what is it called? Like a troubled artist.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's got demons, but he puts them demons to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Him
Fucking
and Fury's crazy.
Fury is crazy, dude. There's a story about him on the set of Fury.
Is that Fury's the one with the tanks?
tanks.
Okay,
Dude,
yeah,
such
that
a
would-
badass
such a
movie.
good.
And it's
Dude.
based on a true story, right?
Yeah.
based on a true story.
Yeah.
Also, this
Dope
is a
as
cool
shit.
thing. Through like a VA program, when that movie first came out, they did a special Veterans Day early screening
Yeah, I got to
for all veterans.
me and my
that's cool.
platoon went to the theater and
That's
watched
awesome.
it.
Yeah, I went
In
and saw it with a
uniform,
bunch of
just
guys from the
chilling.
VA.
Shout out Mark. That's
And
my dad.
then they
too.
were
He's a
like
vet.
interviewing vets afterwards because like that movie gave like veterans like PTSD and shit.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Um,
Well, they all
was
die
well
in
attended.
fucking 3 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking sorry if I spoiled Fury. I think it came out in like 2008.
15,
Yeah.
15 or something. But yeah,
Brad Pitt
in-
can do no wrong.
Well, but in that movie, Shia LaBeouf has like at a certain point he gets like a cut on his face,
Yeah.
like as part of the story of the movie. But instead of using special effects,
Yeah.
he literally cut his own face,
That's crazy.
and then in
Yeah,
between
it's insane.
takes, he would like rub it and like rub the scab off so it would be fresh for the take.
Nuts guy. That's a nuts thing to do.
Yeah.
That's Philip
That's
Seymour
nuts.
Hoffman shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what I mean though. Like putting your demons to work for your craft.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I may have some shit wrong with me, but right now I'm in charge of it.
Dude,
You
yeah,
know?
it is badass. Fucking Even Stevens. Maybe
Yeah.
the greatest like kids show of all time.
It-
Holes.
Polls?
Holes.
Yeah.
Classic.
Holes?
Stanley Yelnats the third.
Classic. You know Stanley Young, that's a Stanley backwards.
It's Stanley Yelnats backwards. That's the whole point.
Stanley
Yeah.
Yelnats back.
It's not
It's
Stanley
Stanley.
Stanley.
I'm saying the word Yelnats is Stanley backwards.
But then Stanley is Yelnats backwards.
It's, well, if Stanley, that is, you're saying the
It's
same
an
thing.
ambigram.
Yeah,
Is that what
that's-
it's actually
think-
called?
Isn't
Is
that?
that-
Is
Yeah,
ambigram
yeah.
where it's the same front and back, or is it
Race
that
car.
the
You
same
You
where
read
it's
it
the
this
same
way, you read it
upside
that
down
way.
and?
Same.
I don't
But I
think,
can't remember. One of them is front to back, and one of them is upside down
Yeah.
and
Oh,
right
you're
side
talking
up.
I have no idea.
onomatopoeia.
You're talking about wow and
Onomatopoeia.
mom. No, onomatopoeias are they're sounds. They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
alliteration
Oh.
sounds. Like
I think
if, like
onomatopoeia is that
It's like eat
it's that
like
blocker.
a sound of a bed.
It's the hormone blocker,
Yeah.
right? I think it's that- I just got that onomatopoeia, so my beard's gonna fall off.
You got that?
I
yeah.
think I think so. Yeah.
Make people,
That's
it does.
Ozempic, I
It
think.
does sound like some like
Palindrome.
onomatopoeia.
Palindrome.
palindrome is forward and backward.
Yeah.
that sounds like a war weapon.
Ambigram.
I'm about to say, dude.
Ambigram.
That sounds like a dangerous
Yeah.
war weapon.
An ambigram is when a word says like one word right side up, and then when you flip it, it says a different word.
Wow and mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow and mom.
was
Or like when
quick.
people would do like
Yeah.
the.
Well, it's that episode of SpongeBob where they
Yeah.
ask
Mom.
Sandy, like, how tough are you to get into Salty's platoon? And she rips the tattoo off, turns the mom into a wow. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Sandy was fucking dope.
Sandy
she's
Rips.
Sandy was dope.
Scientist, squirrel underwater, strong
yeah.
as shit, karate.
Kind of bad.
Kind of bad.
She had that
She's
one
kinda
song
bad.
that ripped.
Hey,
I wanna
go
go home.
Texas girl.
Whoa,
She's a
whoa.
Texas gal.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people sang that song to me.
Dude, a Texas girl living out of her element.
Yeah. I love Sandy.
Everyone loves Sandy, dude.
Yeah.
I watched
why is she
a
so bad though?
I watched a SpongeBob porno one time where it was real people. It wasn't a cartoon.
It was real people as
Yes.
as who?
So this guy is sponged out, yellow and shit. There's Sandy Cheeks. She a bad bitch. And
of course.
she's like, Sandy has to go outside into the ocean. And it's pretty much like, well, I don't have any more air. I can't. And he was like, Sandy, you silly girl. I'm a sponge. I'm full of air. Just suck on me. And then they start fucking.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And this
What is
dude
it,
stays in
Rule
character the
34?
whole time. This
Is it-
dude comes, he's like, ah! It's crazy, dude.
Is it Rule 34 of the internet?
Yes.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
some
Rule 34. Yeah.
anything you can think of, there's a porn of it.
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
I tested
the
that
internet.
theory one time with Rick and Morty. I looked up Mr. Meeseeks porn.
Oh my god.
Shit,
And
dude.
Hi, I'm Mr.
what
Meeseeks.
pulled up was
I know, come in my ass. No, let me come in my ass. Come in mine.
it was
My life is pain.
it was a dude in a blue morph suit with his cock cut out, but it didn't paint it blue. It was just
Damn.
his penis. And then he had like a
Low
really
budget.
cheap, like Hot Topic Mr. Meeseeks mask on, like a plastic one just over his suit.
Yeah.
And while he was fucking, he was just like all the different sounds. He was like, ooh wee, you
Yeah.
know.
What were
Hey,
you?
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me! Like he was just doing that the whole time.
What were you expecting? Like a Scorsese level
I-
production, like an Irishman version of Mr. Meeseeks porn.
I don't know. I honestly was expecting.
Yeah.
I was honestly expecting like cartoon, but
At
the
end,
first
she
thing that
blew
blew
his
up was
brains out in
live
an
action.
elevator, dude.
Dude, Mr. Meeseeks works with The Departed because you literally do just shoot them in the head when they're done.
Yeah.
Like it kind of everyone gets shot in the head in that fucking movie.
Such a good movie.
Spoiler alert! Sorry guys.
Yeah.
The Departed.
This episode is just Justin ruins movies.
The Departed and
Spoiler alert.
dude, that'd be a funny
Justin ruins
podcast.
movies.
Call it Spoiler Alert. You're just
Yeah.
talking about how movies suck
Ooh.
dick. Like this movie sucks.
That's
this,
a
that.
good.
That is a good one.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I found out
I've
our
been-
podcast right there.
Uh,
Found it out.
dude, what's funny is me and my girl. So my girl Taryn she lives right down the street, and she literally building her podcast studio in her garage. So she's starting a podcast, and we've been talking about putting together like a podcast network
That'd be dope.
That'd be
where
sick.
we just
There you go,
help people
spoiler
release
alert.
a bunch of podcasts.
That'd be sick.
That would be awesome, dude.
Is that what she's building right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
And we're putting in the back. There's that barn shed.
Yeah.
We're gonna put another podcast in there, another studio in there.
That one's sick because there's a loft above it.
It'd be like a little compound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also the loft will be cool because we were talking about in that like making that a podcast studio, but also like for shooting like sketches and stuff like that. Like there will be a little kitchenette. There will be like a couch, like little hangout spot upstairs, and then wardrobe for like costumes.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's sick.
A place where you could actually like kind of build out something. Like little sets. Like you said, a little kitchenette. Like you can do this here, you can do this there. It's pretty fucking next level.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
just
dude,
having
Zach
like
does
a
a great
production
job.
studio, even if we
Come on.
didn't film shit in the
that a
studio,
vape?
even if we just like, yeah,
Is that a key fob vape?
What?
Dude,
That's crazy.
that is crazy. I saw one that was a pen, and it was
It's
like,
like
watch
this
out for your kids, because they got pens in their pens.
Oh yeah, it's the same company.
I believe that.
Have you seen?
That
They
is
have one
crazy.
now that's like a Stanley, like a
You're
tumbler
joking.
lid replacement, so you can have your
Yeah.
vape pin in the like on your Stanley, and
In
you're
the
just
vape.
That's better.
like you're drinking out of the straw.
I'm fully
I'm-
convinced that if the people that have been trying to hide weed put their brains toward cancer, we'd be done with this whole mess. Because these motherfuckers are on top of shit.
Yeah. This literally.
That looks like it
clicks.
goes to a Nissan Murano 08.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's my car.
That's crazy.
Any of the 08 Nissans, dude.
That's
Any of
crazy.
the 08 Nissans.
I have an 06, so close enough.
You have a 06 Altima.
06
Yeah.
Altima, dude. Them motherfuckers get around.
Yeah, mine's dying a slow, tragic death.
It's almost it's almost an antique. It's
Yeah.
2 years from 20 years old.
I wanted a Maxima for
Damn,
so
that's
long.
crazy.
Quick
Yeah.
maths.
The Maximas, starting from
Make
in
you
like
feel old.
2016,
Yeah,
the Maximas are badass.
Oh, for sure.
they are. I've
Badass.
always
Any new car
wanted.
is real badass. And
Yeah.
you know, like all the new cars are like state of the art on the inside. They look good.
Dude, we were
Yeah.
talking about
Super
this.
badass.
We were talking about this the other day. Those Kia Carnivals, dude.
Yeah.
Kia now has a minivan that has like an executive seating package. So
That's
the middle
dope.
2 seats are like zero gravity recliners with fold down tray
It's like
tables.
a Mercedes Sprinter and a Kia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're literally
crazy.
Kia is targeting that car towards people who like work and travel on the road and like shit like that, like entourage kind of shit.
You guys ever? I remember we
Like,
talked
we're
about
gonna put
that.
Kevin Durant in one of these, dude.
You guys
Like
ever
Griffin,
hear of Carnival Kia in Antioch?
100% had a Ferris wheel.
You remember that place? Okay, so there used to be a Kia dealership off the interstate called Carnival Kia that had a Ferris wheel in the front, and the guy was like local famous. He was always like, "Don't you leave till you see me," and he'd have like posters of himself all over. And he ended up like, going to jail for like beating a hooker up or something.
So did the ShamWow guy.
Yeah, he like did a bunch
yeah.
of, or maybe he and his wife, he did some crazy shit, and then his whole life just.
Damn.
But for a while, like people were like, "I got to meet the Carnival Kia guy." You know,
He had a Kia.
he'd have like little fairs.
He's like
That's
Nashville's
crazy.
Better Call Saul. He used to have a commercial and
Oh yeah, man.
He was the guy, dude. That and Genesis Diamonds, they've been around for a long fucking time.
It's just Diamond Jam.
so that's what in my material I've been doing. Like in this new hour, I make a joke where I'm like, I fuck with trans women. I was like, not you OG bitches, because I call all the dudes in the room trans. Because
Yeah.
like biologically speaking, every human embryo starts as a female embryo. So
Well, yeah, it starts
biologically
both,
speaking, according to science, every man is scientifically a transgendered person.
Yeah.
And so I make the joke that technically, if every man is trans, what that also means is, according to science, women are just like trans women are just returning to factory settings.
Yeah.
They're just hitting like the hard reset, like the little red button on the back of the DVR, and it just turns out that on human beings, that little red button's the prostate.
Nah.
Yeah.
Such a good
So you gotta
joke.
push it in with something long and thin. But I'm like, I do this thing where I'm like, every dude in this
Long
room.
and thin, Justin Wagner. That's
Yeah. But when I start the bit, I'm like,
So
every
thin.
dude in this fucking room is trans. And then I go around the room, I'm like, you're trans, you're trans, you're trans, you're definitely trans, you're trans, you're trans. And then I always pick a dude out with a beard. And I'm like, you're so trans, if you didn't have that beard on your face, I'd fuck it. And then I talk about when I talk about
That's so funny.
when I talk about trans women, I'm like, I fuck with trans women hard, just not you OG bitches. And then I have this thing where it's like, I could never suck a dick because I autism, ADHD, like I have a issue with like the concept of time. So I'll sometimes not realize, like I'll like be like, no, I took a shower, but that shower was 3 days ago, but my memory of it is today because I don't understand the concept of time. So I was like, I can't suck a dick because I'm not gay enough to suck a dick because I'm barely gay enough to wash mine. So the thought of sucking a dick, I immediately assume it's unwashed and you know what I mean?
I'd imagine.
So
Yeah, but
and
it's
I
a
was like,
girl's dick, so it probably is clean.
It's probably very clean.
probably very clean. But I was like, but I fuck with like post-op trans women. I fuck with those ladies hard. And I was like, I haven't yet. I haven't been invited, but I'm waiting for my opportunity. So I'm like,
You
the
keep
day
telling that joke, it's coming, bro.
I know, but I'm like,
but
when I tell the joke, I'm like, the day, if you got invited, if a trans woman offered you the opportunity to have sex with them, how could you turn that down? That would be like going to Bike Week in Daytona Beach and some guy in a 1%er vest comes over and is like, hey, you want to take my Harley Davidson for a spin? You're like, fuck yeah, dude, I get to ride a Harley Davidson. And then at the last second, they're like, just so you know, this ain't like a real Harley, it's a chopper. I don't give a shit what it's called. That's $80,000 in custom parts, all designed for a smooth and comfortable ride. And we're about to burn rubber.
I love that joke.
Yeah, it's burn rubber is good. And it's been crushing, dude. Like literally all over Texas. I did a weekend in Tulsa, 4 shows in Tulsa with a bunch of fucking cowboys that all look like the fucking diabetes guy. And they fucking loved getting called trans.
They really did.
They really did, dude.
All right. I'll see you lovely people.
Hey, go crush it, brother.
All right.
I'm going to try to do
Yes,
it.
sir.
I'll see you later.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Have
Yes,
fun with
sir.
the Joker himself.
I gotta
can
pack.
Go a half hour for
I still
sure.
haven't packed.
Packing's the worst.
You pack before, like, are you like a pre-packer or are you a last minute packer?
I'm a last minute packer, but I don't know, the night before, I'm not going to put it in a bag, but I'll set it out.
To set it
And then I'll
up.
put it in a bag the day of, because if I put it in the night before, I'm gonna open that bag a million times because I'm gonna think I forgot something.
Talking about packing to go on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just in general. Like, are you asking if you use like a pre-packer or a last-minute packer? I know which ones we are.
Yeah, I'm a combination. It
Yeah.
kind of depends. Like, it depends on what's going on. But I like to get like my suitcases packed the night before, and then my backpack, which is normally like my laptop, tablet, stuff like that. Like, I'll get everything like on charge the night before.
Yeah.
So then travel day, I just have to put everything on my bag, roll up a couple cables, and then we're good to go.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but like you're doing the cables day of because you're like, I can't forget these sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and also like the night before, like I'll download like a couple episodes of something on my iPad for the plane,
Yeah.
things like that, and so I'll put it on the charge so it's fully charged up for the flight.
Yeah.
So then when I grab it off the charger, I just go ahead and put it in airplane mode. I already have my shows downloaded. Put it in my bag.
Good to go.
Grab any chargers I need. Now I've got enough sets of chargers that I've got chargers that just stay in my bag now.
Travel chargers.
Travel
Yeah,
chargers.
they got their passport.
Yep.
Stamp 'em.
I
You ever been too high on a plane?
oh brother, remember when
The
California?
worst place in the world
Yeah.
to be too high.
It was right after California went full recreational. We had a vape expo there.
Shit,
Me
dude.
and the owners of the vape store that sponsored
Dry
me.
hit mafia.
Dry Hit Mafia. We rolled up and I did like a cloud contest and like
That is, I want to know so much about like the subculture world that is a cloud contest.
imagine like EDM with no music, or actually imagine EDM but with clouds
Yeah.
and no AC.
There's a lot of party drugs in the vape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine EDM if
Same.
everyone brought their own smoke machine.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah,
dude.
a lot of like from the moment you walk into the festival, you're high. People are fucking tripping on mushrooms.
They're just having a good time.
Yeah, dude. It's like Comic-Con but for vapes.
What would you win?
Like the most
More vapes.
Yeah.
sometimes the most
Just car
prestigious prize was at the Las Vegas one. I never got to do it, but it's either 10K or 25K. I want to say it's 25K first place, 25K,
Yeah.
and sponsorships out the ass.
Sponsorships. That's crazy. There was a point in time where vape was like,
Yeah, I
this
like
is a real thing. We're going to turn this into the X Games. That's what they were trying
Yeah.
to do.
vegan. There were teams.
It was
Yeah.
all of the tobacco, like
Just
companies.
backing the fuck out of it.
Yeah, like the new tobacco companies
Yeah.
backing
Yeah.
the fuck out of it and being like, okay, we're transitioning from cigarettes to this kind
Right.
of thing. So yeah, just all of the hype, and then it led us to this.
These
and
are
that's
crazy.
what this is what
dude.
killed the OG vape industry.
Yeah, but the
The-
OG vape industry was never meant to last. It
No.
was always meant to get you to this.
Yeah,
Those-
evolution.
The way they lie,
Yep.
you can never, no one can look at that and be like, yeah, that's not made for kids. That's made for a kid
dude,
to be like,
this
I
is
want that
literally-
so bad.
This is made for
Tropical
me.
Rainbow Blast.
It lights up when you hit it. It gives you dopamine
Dude,
of lighting
they
up
have
colors.
vapes with video games on them now.
Fidget vapes.
Fidget
Fidget
vapes,
vapes.
video game vapes. Do you remember the Yahtzee, like the battery-powered Yahtzees you
Yeah.
could like play on the toilet when
Yeah.
you were a kid?
I do.
They have those built into vapes now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Mine's a sour fucking fab. So I don't think it's
That was a
made
good one.
for a
But
kid.
it's spelled,
Well, it's actually spelled different. It's sour, like
Yeah, you're right.
flucking or something.
Cooing.
Fucking.
Faku-
Fucking.
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 Fucking. I don't know. Maybe-
Sour
I don't know.
fucking fab.
It's close.
I never got into it, just like nicotine as a whole. I chewed tobacco when I was like a little bit in high school.
Oh, I was hitting the cans hard in high school.
It was like chewing tobacco, like I didn't dip.
Oh, I dipped.
Dip
You,
fucked
you
me
had
up.
like the long cut, like Red
Red
Man,
Man.
like
Levi
chewing tobacco.
Garrett.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't dip in high school, but in the army I started dipping, cause like fire watches and things like that. When
Yeah.
you're like pulling
Right.
guard duties, like they
Right.
wake
Just
you up,
gotta
at,
be up.
like they wake you up at like 4 a.m. and they're like, hey, you're on guard duty from 4 to 6 a.m. And you're just like trying not to fall asleep, because if you fall asleep and somebody catches you, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're done.
Dude,
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Done.
So just I
It's gonna
started
be
with
a
like
bad
the
day.
I started with the skull pouches the guy that was on guard duty with us, like, pop one of these in your lip and you'll stay awake.
Wait,
Yeah.
y'all got nicotine?
This wasn't basic. This was AIT.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
This was AIT, and the guy I was on watch with was a class ahead of me, so he already had like off-post privileges.
Yeah.
Plus, you could buy tobacco at like the on-base PX. So as soon as we got to AIT, we could go like the next day. We were able to go to the little PX.
I don't
and,
think
like,
they let
buy.
us have nicotine in AIT when I went through, but I was a few years after you.
Yeah, you were also in a shorter AIT.
Yeah, because I was a truck driver, so they were like, you know how to drive? Yep, you're gonna drive that? Yep, all right.
awesome.
Your
ready to
AIT
go.
was what, like 6 weeks?
It was 6 or 8, one of the two.
Yeah, mine was 6 months.
Holy
This
shit!
That's crazy.
X-ray technician. So like the first
That's kind of long.
like 5 weeks is all just like basic life-saving, like triage, first aid, first responder shit.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like another 3.5 months of like classwork and clinicals, like where like we had to do like an entire week where we were going down to the morgue and like looking at like human bodies in different stages and like dissected and
Holy
like literally
shit.
different
That's
shit like
wild.
that.
That's rough.
We had like a lab downstairs where we would all do like test X-rays on each other. Like there were they didn't have like
Just
they
giving
weren't
each other
they
cancer.
they weren't live X-rays.
Okay.
But basically, you would climb on the table and you would adjust the head, like the
Yeah.
light with the
Okay.
the lines and shit on
Yeah.
it, and then like a teacher, an instructor would come by and be like, okay, you have to like make sure their knee is in this position, or you have things like that.
Gotcha.
Or like, oh, when you line it up, you have to change the angle on this because you're trying to shoot this image through here to look at this joint kind of
Right.
thing. So those kinds of
Gotcha.
stuff. And then once we graduate from like the education portion of AIT, then we all get assigned to an army hospital to go do clinical rotations for like another 4 months.
Yeah.
So I went to Fort Stewart in Georgia and
For
worked
dogs.
at Wynn Army Hospital in their radiology department.
Gotcha.
And then basically had that, like, there's like a list of x-rays that you have to get like perfect images on, and you have to get 3 of those, and like somebody has to sign off that you, like, every time you did one.
Yeah.
So like like there's like a cervical x-ray where you have to get like a shot like from under their throat and basically like up this way to get a specific angle of their cervical joint at the base of their skull.
Yeah, my buddy broke his
Yeah.
Oh,
and then like
in the wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like specific x-rays you have to do for like knee joints, and specific x-rays for like feet and hands and all of that kind of stuff. So you have like 4 months basically to get all of those done.
Okay.
And then you also at the end, like the last like month or so, you spend a week in all of the x-ray specialty departments. So you spend a week doing like ER, like portable x-rays within the emergency room.
Yeah.
You spend a week in the MRI department. You spend a week doing like ultrasound. You spend a
Okay.
week doing CT.
Okay.
So
That's a
like
pretty intensive AIT.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of like
That would suck. Like it happened to my ex. If you got like 5 months, 5 months into AIT and you can't pass this one thing, you have to get. If you fail so many times, you have to get reclassed to a different job and start that school all over
that's
again.
wild.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like it's the same thing as basic training, but it's like technical training.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Basic training, like if you fail like the physical exam at like the
You're
end of
just
basic
out.
training, well, no, they'd recycle you.
Oh,
You
yeah,
actually
yeah.
have to fail basic training 3 times
Yeah.
before the army is like, you're just not cut out for this.
So if you decide you just don't want to be in the army, you just fuck up basic training,
Yeah.
and they're just like,
Yeah.
all right, you're done. Get out of here.
There's a few
Um,
people that did that.
I would imagine
We
that
had,
there are a
a
few people.
couple like that. We had a guy when I started basic that they put in our platoon who was on his 2nd cycle. And they moved him like 4 weeks in. They were like, you're not going to pass this cycle either.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're just going to start you over on the next cycle.
Yeah.
And then when we can fail you out of that cycle after like 3 weeks and just get you out of here.
That's
Like one of those
Get
people
out of
is
jail
like
free
you have
card.
no effort, no like you have no willpower, no
Yeah.
anything. Like you're not. This isn't gonna work.
You're not
Yeah, you
moldable.
didn't- you
yeah,
don't
you're not
wanna-
moldable.
You gotta
Exactly.
go.
That,
you
it's,
don't want to do
it's
this.
like being uncoachable in
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like this guy's uncoachable. He's not gonna break. He's not gonna get with the
Yeah.
program.
You could be so like athletically talented and still get booted out for just not being moldable.
Being a cocksucker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being a cocksucker,
Yeah.
100%. We
Yeah.
call them Blue Falcons
That's
in
funny.
the Army.
I forgot
that's
about
crazy
that.
because
The
Blue Falcon-
Blue Falcon is
Yeah.
code for buddy fucker.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
Blue
a buddy
Falcon sounds
fucker.
cool as hell, though.
It does.
It sucks that
but-
it sounds so cool.
Yeah, but you don't want to be a buddy fucker because
No, I would imagine.
if you fuck up, everyone gets punished.
Yeah.
I've seen Mulan. They all had to pick.
Ah!
They all had to pick the
Oh.
rice up.
Yeah, dude, they made a man out of Sydney.
Yeah. Mulan, what a great film.
Dude,
What a great
Mulan.
film.
That's one of my favorite Disney ones,
Yeah.
I think.
The soundtrack is
This-
The
crazy.
animated. The live action is good, but the animated
watch
is
it.
better than the live
Animated.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Tarzan, dude, Phil Collins murdered
Yeah.
Tarzan.
Murder.
He didn't have to go that hard.
I listen to Son of Man when I do curls at the gym.
Mhm.
I love Phil Collins. I love that soundtrack so much.
What other movie? I mean, all across the board, but also what other Disney movie can honestly say that the soundtrack slaps harder than the film itself? Because Tarzan's a good movie,
Mm.
Oh, it's a great
but that
movie.
album is.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
up there.
That's hard.
It's so good.
I mean, Lion King has a sick soundtrack,
Yeah, but Lion King's so
good.
the
Movie is
movie's
so
so
good.
good.
Toy Story, dude. Randy Newman kills that, but Toy Story is also so freaking good. But
Yeah.
so is Tarzan.
Tarzan's, but I feel like the soundtrack's
Yeah,
a
but
step
we can
above.
agree the Tarzan film is
Yeah.
not on the level of like the Mulan film.
Yeah.
It's not up
Oh,
there.
I'm probably not.
No.
Mulan's fucking.
Yeah,
That's a
I
story
also
right
feel
there.
like Tarzan suffered because like they were in the middle of like changing their animation style,
Yeah.
so it doesn't look the same as the other Disney movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like very humanoid. It's like very. It's not like It's like they're sharp.
yeah.
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 It's not as soft as like Hercules was.
Hercules, great.
Hercules,
Great
fantastic. Great soundtrack, but the film still slaps
Yeah.
so hard.
The
like
film
Danny
is-
DeVito,
Oh God. Well, I
come
mean,
Yeah.
on,
Eddie Murphy as the dragon,
as
Yeah.
the dragon,
So
right?
good.
and then Eddie Murphy as Donkey.
Name a voice actor from Tarzan.
I couldn't.
It's the
I can't.
his best monkey friend. It's a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Do you know
It's
what I
someone
mean?
that
The
we
others
should know.
gave us classics.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Robin Williams is
Tom
the genie in
Hanks.
Aladdin.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks and Tim Allen.
And
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Also the guy whose name I never remember, but he's the short guy with the poisons from The Princess Bride
Mhm.
as the dinosaur.
Billy Crystal.
No. The My Dinner with Andre.
I don't know.
You guys.
I think
know
Billy
what I'm talking-
Crystal isn't one of those.
No, he's the really short bald actor with like the face. He's the from,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? From Princess Bride. Even if you've never
Isn't
seen
he
the
the
movie,
isn't he the professor from Young Sheldon?
I haven't seen Young Sheldon. I haven't seen it. No, he's the. Even if you haven't seen Princess Bride, you've seen like the meme or the GIF of
Yeah.
inconceivable.
Yeah, yes, I know who you're talking about.
Inconceivable!
Yeah.
That guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're talking. That is the professor from Young Sheldon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wallace Shawn?
Wallace Shawn.
That guy?
Yes, Wallace Shawn.
100%. Yeah, the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Sweetest man in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Also, gotta watch Princess Bride.
I've seen
seen
it.
it.
I was
I
just
just-
so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain deletes
he's
stuff.
like the guy in charge of the henchmen, like
Mhm.
Andre the Giant and Mandy Patinkin,
Okay.
up until he gets rid of both of those dudes, and then it's just he's got the princess by himself, so he takes on the Dread Pirate Roberts, challenges them to a game of intellect. So he has poison, and he poisons the cup, and then he like swaps them around, and then he's like, "All right, you have to figure out which one is poison."
Mm.
Great scene.
Does he drink the poison?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He ends up drinking the poison himself
Right.
Damn.
because he does the thing where he's like, you think I switched the cups? Or you think I would think that, so you think I switch the cups and then I switch the cups again.
Yeah.
And he just does that, like talks through the whole thing, and then he's like, aha, I've selected. It is this cup that does not have the poison. And then he drinks, and then he dies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
It's funny. Dude, that whole movie is insanely funny. I can't remember.
Donny Osmond is Shane in Mulan.
Donny Osmond?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I know
Who's
he does
the-
all the songs. I'm pretty sure he's the voice actor too. He's the guy.
Who's in The Lion King? I think he was also in The Outsiders.
Everyone was in The
That's
Outsiders.
true.
That thing
was
there's
Star
like
Studded.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Who is he?
That's
was
Simba. Yeah.
No, Simba.
Matthew Broderick.
That's the one I'm thinking
Matthew
of.
Broderick.
Simba was
Yeah.
the.
Was he in-
Simba was a black kid.
Oh, yeah, no. Simba was a black kid.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
His name's like Marcus something. He was in a
Yes.
lot of stuff on Disney. He was the guy from Smart Guy. He was Smart Guy's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Timon
Smart
and
guy,
Pumbaa,
Yeah.
Nathan Lane, and I can't
Nathan
remember
Lane's
the
funny.
other actor, but Nathan Lane was Timon.
I
I
could see
think.
Nathan
think.
Lane being Timon.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Captain
He's
Lane.
probably.
The name
he's
doesn't
actually-
sound familiar.
Yeah, he's Timon for sure.
Fuck. What's a Nathan Lane movie you would know?
Probably not many.
I know Nathan Lane in other movies. Like I don't know a Nathan Lane movie. He was a
Mouse
Broadway
Hunt?
guy.
Wasn't that the Disney movie where like they have the house or something?
Was he in Rat Race?
Who's Nathan Lane?
You know him if you saw. Have you seen Only Murders in the Building?
Yeah.
The deaf kid's dad. The guy they borrow the money from. The theater guy borrows the money from a
I've
lot.
seen it, but it's so long.
Oh.
Oh, okay. There we
Yeah,
go.
you know
Yeah.
Nathan
Yeah. Okay.
No,
It's like Patton Oswalt.
Disney
Yeah,
I know he is.
Disney got us too used to having like an A-list celebrity comedian type
Yeah.
as like a sidekick character, and then Tarzan, there were so many other changes that just I loved the movie,
Yeah.
but it just didn't like connect with audiences the same way that all of the other Disney movies
Yeah.
did.
Well, I
like
was
the classics.
I was writing a bit about how like the reason no one gives a shit about kids movies anymore is because the soundtracks suck. Like Free Willy had Michael Jackson just blowing that
Yeah,
shit
That's
out.
crazy.
Dude. Phil Collins on Tarzan. Like that's the reason like these new movies aren't hitting the same. Just because the fucking soundtrack's just like dog shit.
Yeah.
We need Post Malone to do the soundtrack to a Disney movie.
Dude, he did the he did the Pikachu, Detective Pikachu movie, didn't he? Or was it just that one song that he did?
Ooh,
Might have just been the
maybe
one
just
song.
the one song. Dude, Kendrick Lamar did the Black Panther soundtrack, and
That
that slapped.
was-
Dude, I got this
sick.
Bonnaroo. Kendrick was Friday night's headliner. Crazy.
Crazy.
He did like 45 to a minute of all of his bangers. So he would do like he did like I don't know, probably like 17 songs, but he would just do like a minute of all his old good shit. Everyone went crazy. It was
That's
awesome.
so sick.
We need more of that. We need that brought
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get dude. Okay, it really works. It's so true. Fucking Despicable Me, great. Who
Yeah.
did that? Pharrell fucking Williams.
Yeah.
The man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that fucking the Fast and the Furious soundtrack, the one that after Paul Walker passed
Oh
away,
God.
the one with Wiz Khalifa,
Yeah.
the fucking It's Been a Long
Oh, that's sad,
Journey.
dude.
Yeah,
Without you,
that whole
my
soundtrack
friend.
I feel like slapped.
Yeah, it did. Also,
Said-
one of my like all-time favorite movies, Gladiator. Hans
Zimmer.
Yeah, on the soundtrack.
It's great.
I just listened to that randomly because it's so good.
Same thing
Are
with
you-
Star Wars. Dude, Hans Zimmer did
He
like all the Star
rips.
or no, that's
No,
John Williams.
Mhm.
John Williams did Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hans
but-
Zimmer's done a lot.
But
though.
Hans Zimmer, John Williams, the way they just compose for
Yeah.
entire movies,
Mhm.
and shit
Orchestras
like
are
that.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
Some of those are fucking sick.
I saw the Nashville Symphony does Led Zeppelin last year. It was so fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Symphony's
love
ripped.
to see some
Yeah.
shit like that.
I think they do it
On
every
mushrooms?
year. Well, I was, dude. Talking about feet in the grass, brother. I was just chilling.
Dude, I
Dude.
want to get a bunch of comics together one year, for like 4th of July weekend,
Yeah.
and I want to take us all to Stone Mountain in Georgia.
I used to go as a kid, dude.
You know exactly what I'm talking
The
about.
is
laser
it?
show?
The laser show.
The laser show?
So Stone Mountain, it's a giant mountain with like almost smooth fucking cliff face down one
Ooh,
side.
Okay.
So for big events on big weekends and stuff, they play a laser light show on the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And
I wonder
4th of
if-
July, they do a laser light show and then fireworks over the top
That's
of the
crazy.
mountain.
I wonder if they still do the same show. Like when I was a kid, they
Yeah.
literally like. Do you remember there was like a
I
fucking
remember-
horse and buggy that
I
would go on
remember
top of the mountain?
I
It was,
remember
like,
the horse
settling.
and buggy. I remember the Uncle Sam that like puts the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they got to
Yeah.
have the buggy.
Dude, that
still.
on mushrooms?
That's what I'm saying. Get a bunch of comics on mushrooms
That
to go
whole-
do that together and film it.
That whole little section is just a playground for. You can go to Ruby Falls on mushrooms. Dopest shit ever.
Yeah.
We could film
Until they play the
we could literally
fucking-
plan a weekend and take like a group of comics with us and
Yeah.
literally go do that. Do like
Make a camp.
Stone Mountain,
Lookout
Ruby
Mountain.
Falls, Lookout Mountain, and
Dope
literally
shit.
film like 5 different episodes of Adventures with Captain Autism.
That would be sick.
It'd be real fun. Dude.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Smack the Ocoee while you're down there, dude.
I don't know what
I
that
don't know
is.
what that is.
White
but
water
I like
rafting, brother.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
I love
fuck with
white
that.
water.
It
water
rocks.
Yeah, it rips.
It's the best
It
shit.
rocks. That's
Ah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
I do love that shit.
I remember the first time I did it, we went to Colorado, and I had never
Dude,
been.
people die out there.
It
The
was-
water's so cold.
Yeah, I'd never been in water like that. And then at one point, they invited us to. We were in like a calm part, and they're like, "If anyone wants to jump in, you can."
Yeah.
And me being me, I was like,
Shoot.
boop. And they said when I popped back to the surface, my eyes were so big. I was like, I gotta get me out. I like went into shock almost.
You cold plunged,
It was
dude.
so
Except for instead of like 40 degrees, you went like 15 degrees.
yeah. The water
negative
was-
15 degrees.
There's places where it's like if you fall out, dude, like you could die
That's
if because they
crazy.
can't get you in time.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I've never been whitewater rafting,
So much fun.
but golden retriever energy, dude. You
Yeah.
fucking put me in a life vest, and I'm out there to have a good time.
The Ocoee is
Yeah.
fun, dude. You just gotta
Yeah.
remember to get on your back. If you fall out and it's bad water, just get
Yeah.
on your back.
Yeah,
It'll be
Yeah.
all
dude,
right.
I float like a motherfucker.
Flamboyant.
And I'll float. I can fucking float like this. I don't have to have my arms out. I know how
yeah.
to float like this, so I
Yeah.
can keep my head from hitting rocks and just
Oh.
fucking flip
Yeah.
over and let's go, folks.
They put a damn helmet on you and everything.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
him gonna need a helmet.
I feel like we just keep coming up with ways. We're like, what if this happened and it cured him? What if he hit the rock and he was just like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, you and Autism Speaks. Both of you are just fucking like, how can we cure him?
That's funny.
Oh, that's crazy.
The Ocoee does rock.
What's up?
The Ocoee does rock.
Yeah,
I'd
is that
fuck
the
with
name of
that.
the river?
Chattanooga as a whole fucking rocks, man.
Chattanooga is very fun, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like my parents, like being from Florida, when they got married, they honeymooned in Chattanooga.
That's dope.
Mm.
Yeah, they said my dad was a maintenance man for Hilton, so they stayed at the Hilton Chattanooga Choo Choo,
Hell yeah.
or the Chattanooga Choo Choo Hilton for free for their honeymoon, and then like explored like the Smokies and did all the mountain
That's
shit.
sick.
And,
Great
Yeah.
aquarium. World's fastest Wi-Fi, apparently, or at least in America. It's
Really?
Free, yeah, free Wi-Fi all the way, like in the streets, fastest in there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Chattanooga's
Damn.
doing big
I'm gonna
things,
do some
man.
more shit in Chattanooga.
Yeah, I need to
I
go
mean-
to Chattanooga.
Yeah, dude, Chattanooga rocks.
Doesn't
Film a
Alan
movie
Jackson?
down there.
Right? Doesn't Alan Jackson have a song about Chattanooga? Is
The
that-
Chattahoochee, the Chattanooga River.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
It gets
Chattahoochee,
hotter than a
hoochie
hoochie
coochie.
coochie.
That's it. Yeah, way around the Chattanooga.
We laid rubber on a Georgia asphalt. Got a little crazy, but we never got caught.
Is it a Chattanooga River? Does Chattanooga have a river?
No, it's the Chattahoochee.
Is that actually what it's called? I thought he was just being a cool
I thought
country
he
No,
guy.
there is an actual Chattahoochee River that runs. I think it's that same river because
Oh.
it runs down like from
It
Chattanooga
turns
down
into it.
Georgia.
Huh?
Oh, I didn't know. I thought he was making. I thought it was just a
Yeah,
cool
I
word.
thought it just rhymed with hoochie's coochie.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Does it even say cooch? No, it says a hoochie.
Yeah,
cooch.
hoochie
That is what it
coochie.
says.
Yeah. It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
That's hot.
What?
Ivory texted me.
Yeah.
He said, "Dog, I fucked up about a 2,000-seat circus tent full of Juggalos last night, opening for Big J Wilkerson.
That's awesome.
Because they did
Yeah.
the gathering of Juggalos My
Yeah.
buddy opened for Big J at the Gathering of Juggalos.
And he got invited.
Juggalos
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
either
ICP.
gonna be the best crowd ever or the worst crowd ever.
No in between.
No, they're gonna hate you or they're gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bits from, do you guys know Joe DeRosa?
Yeah.
Joe DeRosa has a bit about performing at the Gathering of Juggalos and how
Crazy.
they picked him up from the airport in like a panel van with blacked out windows. And then they opened the sliding door. His seat was just a milk crate with a bungee cord. And he's like, oh, they're going to take me out to the woods and rape me.
Yeah.
And then like he got out there and his show wasn't going great. There was like a drunk lady in like full face makeup like heckling him. And he finally was just like, shut the fuck up, lady. And the whole audience just starts chanting, family, 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 family. And he thought he was going to get murdered.
That's crazy.
But instead they invited him back the next year and paid him double.
That's awesome.
Dude, Big
That's
J
sick.
probably fucking kills.
Yeah.
dude, Big
That's
J
his crowd.
ripped out there. Yeah.
Big J's so cool, man.
Dude, he is cool, and he's also like a genuine like sweetheart of a person.
Yeah.
He's very cool. I'm going to do the bonfire with him.
That's awesome.
That's gonna rip.
September 17th.
Bobby Kelly,
So-
fucking awesome. Dude,
I love Bobby Kelly.
Bobby Kelly's hilarious.
Bobby Kelly is hilarious. I did the Kid Rock comedy jam at the Ryman back in last April.
Yeah.
For National Comedy Festival, and it was me, Dusty Slay, Chris Porter, Bobby Kelly, Big J.
Stacked.
Just stacked lineup. And I'd met Big J before then, like doing stuff with Bert, and just we all got to talking. Bobby was so nice and so funny, and then they invited me to do their crowd work show at Zany's.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
So I did that with them, and it was like Big J on stage, and then Bobby was in the audience, like going around and finding people to roast.
That's funny.
because it was called like "What's Your Fucking Deal."
Yeah.
And when I went on, Bobby was taking so long trying to get to somebody that I just started roasting Bobby. It was so much fucking fun.
That's awesome.
Dude, I was just having a blast. They're genuine. They're just both really sweet guys and super fun.
I think that's
awesome.
the coolest thing about comedy is like it really is, I think, more cool guys than not once you get to like a certain area.
Yeah.
It really is like good people. You know, like everyone's a little fucked up, but you get to be a little fucked up so you can be a good person in normal life.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
also like we all, in a lot of ways, we tend to be fucked up similarly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or maybe not fucked up in the same ways, but being fucked up has fucked us up in the same way that it's like we all, even if it's not the way we perform on stage, we all have that fucked up sense of humor and we all laugh at really dark shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the shit that we all get to like say to each other is super fun.
Yeah.
Do you know?
The
So
off
it
the
does.
record dude.
Yeah, the off the record shit where it's cool like being part of a community where it feels like you have like inside jokes
Right.
with people just
Yeah.
because of that, and it really it's like being behind the curtain of something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like, I don't know, it feels very cool. It's
That's
like,
sick.
yeah, it feels like being in the Illuminati, I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
we know something the world doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a brotherhood, and I like that.
Yeah. Like, dude, like hanging out in green rooms and like when you hear clean comics drop F-bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Sometimes
like,
they're the dirtiest
"Ah."
motherfuckers.
Yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah. It's the best.
Clean comedy. What a fucking skill, dude.
Yeah.
What a skill.
Yeah, I can't do it just because I have a hard time editing myself.
Yeah.
Because my brain's going so fast. And I just, it's part of my natural speech pattern, so it's just, I can't edit that. It would be like trying to do clean comedy is like the same as like somebody trying to tell me to stand still.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like I can force myself to do it, but it's going to change everything else about me.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
You
that's
know, I'm going to
wild.
mentally check the fuck out.
Yeah.
So just to me, I'm not as good when I'm trying to be clean. So I just don't try.
Yeah.
People who can do it, fucking, that's
Yeah.
a talent. That's a
Right.
skill.
Especially, I like the ones where you don't realize it's clean.
Yeah.
You don't realize that you're like watching clean comedy. It's just
Nate's really good at that.
Yeah,
Nate's
Nate's
just the-
phenomenal at it.
He's just the guy.
Veludo's
He's a
good
king
at
with
it.
Veludo's very good at it.
Yeah.
I like the Veludo can do both.
Yeah,
Same thing with Jake. Jake's very good at being clean and can do both.
yeah. Killer.
We got some really good comics here, and clean comics in Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's about. I mean, maybe because it's like a Nate cultivated. Like, you know, he's a Nashville guy. Maybe it drew people to Nashville, but we've got some good clean guys.
It definitely drew more clean comics to Nashville. But I think also because Nashville is one of those cities that, even though it's like a city and kind of a party town, it's also kind of a family
Yeah.
city.
It is. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's one of the. It's
Well,
yeah, it's a city,
southern
but
enough to where it is still like a very family aspect to
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a city, but it's one of those cities that's got a bunch of those like suburbs around it, and
Yeah.
people raise families here, so it makes sense
Right.
for clean
Clean
comedy.
comedy,
Like,
yeah.
you know, like clean comedy doesn't make sense in Los Angeles. It doesn't make sense in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In,
Right.
like
New York.
New York
Austin.
or Austin or like wild places.
Yeah.
And Nashville has a wild side, but it's also still, like you said, very southern, very
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Christian family
100%.
and faith-based.
Bible
oriented.
Belt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just a dog. Nate's just an absolute dog.
Nate's a dog.
Yeah.
I was listening to his shit on like Pandora with ads, like in high school, just like the son of a magician. I didn't know who he was. You know, it was just fucking the funniest shit I'd ever heard in my life.
There's an outside chance.
That's
That was
household
rip.
name.
Yeah.
You get on Netflix, dude.
yeah,
It'll rip.
yeah.
You,
Like-
do you do two? Do like a 7:30 and 9:30?
Yeah,
Like a
we're gonna do
9:30
two
and
shows,
7:30?
2 shows in a night.
Yeah.
It's the Gramercy, I think, is 330 seats, and depending on how we like stage it, because the way we were talking about it, he wants to do a thrust like off the front of the stage.
Yeah.
So maybe like 315 by the time we like take a couple seats out, or you know, maybe a little, maybe 300, let's say, by the time we take seats out for cameras and all of that shit.
Yeah.
I've been selling out 300 seat venues.
Yeah.
Wise Guys in Salt Lake is a 500 seat venue.
That's crazy.
I sold that out in 2 weeks.
Sold
A
it
500
out.
seat comedy club is wild.
Dude, that
Yeah.
Wise Guys is nuts. Dude,
It
the Wise
goes
Guys
hard.
in downtown Salt Lake,
Yeah.
it's got like a balcony that wraps around.
Those Mormons want it too, don't they? They want you to come in there and give them something they're not allowed to fucking listen to.
Dude, I said something about Mormons while I was there, and I don't remember what it was. I don't know if I posted it either. I may need to go back and look at that show.
They just want to drink Coca-Cola and fucking laugh.
Yeah, but I said something about like I was like about polyamory. It's like all the Mormons came out here because they're like, we got to move to the desert and be polyamorous, and now we've got that on both coasts.
Yeah, y'all can leave. You don't have to be pale.
you
You don't have to be pale.
can
you
go.
spent your 40 years in the desert. You can go.
Yeah.
Speaking of
man.
going.
Speaking of going,
that's our
we gotta
episode.
get out of here.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going on the road. Dude, actually tonight, this episode comes out on the 21st. So tonight, I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. But as of last night, that show only had 4 tickets left. So sorry, you're not going to be able
Sorry.
to make
Who
it.
knows?
You gotta buy your tickets sooner, people.
Yes, buy them faster. So tomorrow night, I'm in Denver at the Denver Improv, which may also already be sold out. So come and see me on the road in California, because September 1st, I am in San Jose, California. September 3rd, I'm in Los Angeles at the Hollywood Improv. September 4th, I am in Ontario, California. September 5th, Irvine, and September 8th, San Diego at Mic Drop Comedy. So come see me on the road. Tickets at ajwilkerson.com. I have tickets on the East Coast all throughout the rest of the year, all through December. So go check out the website, ajwilkerson.com, and get your tickets to where your city now, because they will sell out by the time the show gets close. Dude, that's where we're on now. So go get those tickets at ajwilkerson.com. Also, you can get bonus footage of every episode of our podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/Tardation Nation. See you next week in the Tard Yard.
You want to shout your souls?
Yes.
Yeah, Justin Wagner comedy, dude.
At Sydney Stephens Comedy. Thanks for coming out. And also check out at Flop Sweat Comedy and at Kyler Finney Comedy.
It is very fun.
Yes.
What in Tardation?